Hello guys, we're back today with another episode of our Champions League campaign. It's episode 3 of the 5th season of the Ros-Albastrii, and today we're going to be playing Villarreal in the Champions League. Now we've already got a result against Roma. We've also beaten Legia Warsaw in the first game of the Champions League group stages. So we're going to hopefully go out there today against Villarreal. We're away from home again, but fingers crossed we can get some points. So join me on this Friday afternoon for another episode of the Ros-Albastrii. Now our first game was a very impressive 5-0 thrashing of Concordia Szajna. Goals coming courtesy of Callum Gribbin in the 17th minute, opening up the scoring. And then the second half was a real deluge of goals. Coming first of all from Christian Lecoutre in 54 minutes. Then Ruben Perez added another to his tally on the 63rd minute. Christian Ovacek getting in on the action in the 86th minute, the wing back, before Alexandru Ionita in the injury time 91st minute really. Really solid performance, 63% of play. A lot of players with 8-point higher ratings and some 9s as well. Novacek, man of the match, 9.4, a goal and 2 assists. And against a club where we've had mixed success, we do generally have the better of them though, but a 5-0 beating here is just obscene. So now we move on to our next game, which again could potentially be classed as a toughie in the domestic sphere. So let's have a look, see who we've got first of all. So you can see that we've got CFR Cluj. Now we beat them quite comprehensively in the Cup of Romane final when you last joined us. Or was it the Romanian League Cup? Let's go back and have a look while we're here actually. The Cup of Romane final, we beat them 3-0. A brace from Lecoutre and Wilkin on the score sheet. So now what we're going to do is we're going to play this next game off camera, CFR Cluj. We're going to come back and we're basically going to talk about it. And just when you think things can't get any better for Steaua Bucuresti, we go and turn in a 6-star performance here. 6 goals this time, a hat-trick from Wilkin, 2 from Alex Juricevic, and also a goal from Callum Gribbin. Most of the goals were in the first half. Wilkin also missed a penalty. Bilio with a good performance, but Juricevic took the man of the match honours for his 2 goals and 3 assists. A brilliant performance by this American striker, who again, he's improving with really good stats here. We can see both in mentals, physicals and technicals. He's a very sought after prospect. He's scored 6 in 6 so far with 7 assists and 2 man of the matches, and he's developing really well. He's come back from injury in good style, and he's now looking the real deal really for us. He cost us, I think it was 3 million when we bought him. 3 million he cost us. He's now valued at 4, and to be honest, if he was playing for the likes of Real Madrid or Man United, he'd probably be about 24. But unfortunately he's not. So we've managed to beat them 6-1 here with a really impressive performance to add to our already string of very, apart from this one, but we'll forget that one. We won't even bother talking about that one. So yeah, we've got Dinamo Bucuresti coming up next, and then we're going to get into today's live com against Villarreal. Well then, when you think it can't get any better after that 6-1 thrashing of CFR Cluj, you will see on the screen before you now that we have battered, yes, battered Dinamo Bucuresti 5-2, courtesy of goals from Alex Juricevic, Christian Lecoutre, Paul Olkowski, and a brace from Alexandru Ionita. Now, Doran Rotario pulled a goal back for Dinamo Bucuresti. They were 3-0 down at this point before Ricardo Grigore pulled one back in the 88th minute. It was then 3-2, but Ionita added 2 in the last couple of minutes of the game and put the game beyond them. We dominated possession. We had a fair amount of shots as well, considering, and we've absolutely battered them. And I really love beating Dinamo Bucharest because they always seem to fluke a result against us. And obviously, as we are the Ros-Albastrii, they are our fiercest rivals in this division, although sometimes that doesn't really pan out to be the case, but it's always great to beat them. So we've beat them there, and we've now got Villarreal coming up in today's live episode, which I'm now going to go 3 days into the future on this game, obviously, and then we're going to play it. So yeah, let's do that. So then worldsoccer.com can't look beyond Steaua Bucuresti to win this game. However, the bookmakers have a different opinion, and they think Villarreal are the heavy, well, not heavy, 5-4 favourites. There's not a hell of a lot between those two prices. 7-4 for Steaua Bucuresti away from home again, and 11-5 the draw. I'm going to get into today's game, so we're going to go in and give the instructions. Now, obviously, we want to make sure they play as narrow as possible, and we can do this by going in to their wider positions, and we want to get them cutting inside. because then they're going to run into our players. Now you can see what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a few players here that have low bravery stats, because we can capitalise. I mean, him for example, Manu Molanes, we can capitalise on him being a bit of a wimp, as we can Rodri. Victor Moses is another that we can certainly capitalise on. We can, I dare say we can as well with relive. And we'll keep things as they are there. So we're going to go in. We're playing out a very, very similar squad to what we played against Roma. Now, I've had to drop Christian Lacucha for this game because basically he needs a rest. So Bryce DJJ is playing at left wing back, given that we're still missing players with injury. So we're going to get into today's game then and play Villarreal. So here we go then, we've kicked off. So we're 8 minutes in and nothing has happened here against Villarreal, but we've got a highlight coming up now. And we've got Kenneth Omarua down the right flank here. Ruben Perez now picks up the ball, finds Olkowski, Ionita now to Gribbin, back to Ruben Perez to Ionita, to Bryce DJJ, back to Ruben Perez, playing the ball around well. Here we are, Wilkie now on the ball to Gribbin. Oh, Marin gets in behind, but I just can't get it on target there, unfortunately. Ionita looks to have picked up a thigh strain, which is very annoying for us. Ibrich with a good tackle there, back to Olkowski, to Marin, to Ruben Perez. 22 minutes gone, and we are firmly in control at the moment, I'd say. And Olkowski gets behind the back line, and Rico with a good save low down by his feet, really. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring off Ionita, and we're going to bring on George Puskás, who did really well for us, don't forget, in our Champions League games last season. So Gribbin plays the ball in towards Ibrich. The keeper comes out for the ball, but Ibrich has caused a foul and they get a free kick. So 32 minutes gone and we are currently still 0-0 here at El Madrigal in Villarreal. So we're half time here, it's 0-0, it's not the end of the world. So we're just going to tell them to go back out there and grab this goal, and I want to also tell them that there's a lot more to come from them. So here we go then, we've kicked off for the second half and it is Bruno now back out wide to Victor Moses, but DJJ tries to get a tackle in and Moses cuts right inside. Marin makes the tackle now, Omarua. I'm just going to make a substitution here, and Marin can come off for Lucas Bilia, who is obviously got a lot of experience in these kind of games. He's a real top class player for Lazio back in the day. Well, I say back in the day, now really, in terms of this game obviously. So we've got Bilia onto the pitch now, and he's going to help control and marshal that midfield. We've got two wing backs on cards. We've got Will Keane, who isn't really performing at the minute, but we're just going to now assertively tell them to push forward. Try and catch them now in the latter stages of the game. They're going to be looking to try and close up, and we've got a highlight here, and it's Juampi picks up the ball, Bakambu now on the ball. And we've got 10 minutes or so left to go in this game, and it looks like it's going to be a 0-0 draw here. We're going to tell them to push forward. We've got a couple of seconds left to go, but 0-0 away from home isn't the worst thing in the world, I guess. Costa down that right flank, and that is it, boys and girls. We have just drew 0-0 here with Villarreal. I'm just going to tell them that it just wasn't our night tonight. That they were just unlucky. We appreciate their efforts, and that seems to have had the desired effect, really. We're still top of the group. Roma look to have been beaten by Legia Warsaw, they drew with Legia Warsaw, which is good. So we're still top of the group. We don't have to worry about anything there. So as we can see then, we're going to be back here for the next game against Villarreal tomorrow in the Champions League group stages. So join us for that. Leave a like on the video down below if you've enjoyed this episode and you want to come back and see more. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. But for today, we're out of time, guys, and I'll catch you again next time.